Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. We also have Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at TPM Videos. Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in Florida and Disneyland in California share many of the same rides. We've already explored the rides in Tomorrowland, Adventureland, and Frontierland, so if you haven't seen those videos yet, definitely check them out. Now, Fantasyland was heavily requested by a lot of you, so like we've done in the previous videos, we'll use Magic Kingdom as the model and explore these Fantasyland rides that can also be found at the Disneyland park. But which theme park does each ride the best? Well, that's what we're gonna discuss as we count down the top Disney World vs. Disneyland rides, the Fantasyland edition. The first ride we'll start off with is the Carousel. Both are actually authentic antique carousels that were purchased from other parks before they became Disney rides. The King Arthur Carousel at Disneyland was an opening day ride in 1955, and it was built in 1922 by the Denzel Carousel Company. It was purchased in 1954 from the Sunnyside Amusement Park in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, during the Fantasyland overhaul in 1983, the carousel was moved from the original location here to where it currently resides today. At Magic Kingdom, the Prince Charming Regal Carousel was also an opening day ride in 1971, and it was built in 1917 by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. Originally, it had a home at Belle Isle Park in Detroit, Michigan. Then it was later relocated to Olympic Park in Maplewood, New Jersey, where it was purchased by Disney in 1967. Now, both are elegant carousels with a rich history. They're in the exact same spot, centered with the castle archway where the Sword in the Stone sits in front of it. They play organ versions of your favorite Disney songs while you spin in a circle and gallop up and down on a horse. Aside from small design details, both carousels are very similar, but Magic Kingdom's is a bit bigger with 5 horses in each row as opposed to 4 at Disneyland. So because of the larger capacity, I'm gonna say that Magic Kingdom does the carousel the best. It's time to board our pirate ship and head off to Neverland in Peter Pan's Flight. The ride was an opening day attraction at both parks, and it's unique from other Disney dark rides since you're suspended on a rail above the show scenes. You get a great bird's-eye view of all the action. Now, Peter Pan's Flight has become a very popular ride at each park, attracting some of the longest waits in Fantasyland. A lot of the same scenes can be found in both versions of the ride, but they aren't identical, and it starts right as you enter the bedroom. The pirate ship at Magic Kingdom flies past these trees, whereas at Disneyland, you soar over the London rooftops. I personally think this mini load scene at Disneyland is much more effective. One of my personal favorite scenes at Magic Kingdom is the flight over London. It's very three-dimensional with quite a bit of detail as you watch the lights glisten below. Whereas at Disneyland, overall it's a very flat and one-dimensional scene. Now, Peter Pan's Flight at Magic Kingdom has a larger track layout with a ride time of about 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Peter Pan's Flight at Disneyland is a bit more compact, and with a ride time of only 2 minutes and 10 seconds, some of the scenes feel rushed, especially from the pirate ship sequences until the end of the ride. Now, Disneyland's star-filled version of Neverland is impressive, and you could say that it's more realistic compared to Magic Kingdom's cartoony animated version. This might be the case, but there's this distinct nostalgic feeling at Magic Kingdom. There's more action and storytelling, like the scenes with the Lost Boys and the mermaids, and it transitions smoothly into the pirate ship segments. Now, Peter Pan's Flight at Disneyland was recently refurbished in 2015, and it received some new animatronic figures in the bedroom, updated lighting, and a pixie dust effect. Peter Pan's Flight at Magic Kingdom hasn't seen any major updates and is virtually the exact same ride that opened in 1971. It even still uses some original Captain Hook dialogue from the 1955 version at Disneyland.
Help me! Mr. Sweetie, help me!
Could Magic Kingdom's ride use a good refurbishment? Absolutely. But there's still a lot of detail in the ride, and it has this certain charm. There's definitely pros and cons to each version, and this one is a close call. Even though Disneyland has some of the more modern effects, it does fall short on length and feels rushed. So in the case of Peter Pan's Flight, I'm gonna say that Disney World does this ride the best. Next, we'll take a spin on the teacups at the Mad Tea Party, where the ride at both parks was found on opening day. This ride system at Disneyland and Magic Kingdom is the exact same, where 3 small turntables that rotate clockwise are situated on a larger turntable that rotates counterclockwise. There's 18 teacups in total, and since the individual teacups also spin, this means that 3 different spinning motions are happening all at once, so it's a lot of spinning. The major difference between the Mad Tea Party rides is Disneyland's is out in the open and Magic Kingdom's is under a roof. Now, fun little fact is that when the Mad Tea Party opened in 1971 at Magic Kingdom, it was originally out in the open as well and remained roofless until 1974. This is also when they added the teapot in the center with the dormouse. It's a cute little touch, but I personally think the ride looks better without a roof. What do you think? Now, what really sets the ride apart at Disneyland is the atmosphere and theming. The ride was moved here to this location in 1983 from its original location where the Carousel is today. This allowed the Mad Tea Party to be set in this Alice in Wonderland area of Fantasyland. It has a really cozy and whimsical feel to it, much like the movie. The lanterns and vines really set the mood, especially at night. So in the case of the Mad Tea Party, Disneyland does this ride the best. The next ride can be found deep in the 100-acre woods. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh originally opened at Magic Kingdom in June of 1999, replacing Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It wasn't until 4 years later that the ride opened at Disneyland, but here it's not a Fantasyland ride, and instead it can be found in Critter Country. It replaced the Country Bear Jamboree. Now, like Peter Pan's Flight, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh uses the same idea, but the rides aren't completely identical. Some of the scenes are laid out differently, and even the order is switched around. Like the rain scene. At Disneyland, this is the second scene, whereas at Magic Kingdom, it's the second last scene. This change does make a lot of sense though, since you're going from a blustery day into a rainstorm. Plus, it has better sets and a better lighting package. Now, Magic Kingdom does have this fun scene in Owl's house, which isn't in the ride at Disneyland. And it also has a longer Tigger scene, but Disneyland has the longer Heffalumps and Woozles scene. Each of the ride vehicles are different in appearance, but both move up and down as it follows the action of the ride. I think a lot of the transitions from scene to scene are much smoother at Disneyland. They do a better job at telling a cohesive story in the ride, as opposed to it just being a ride with a bunch of different scenes from the movie, which is kind of what Magic Kingdom feels like. It's also fun to see how Disneyland repurposed some of the same figures and which scenes were upgraded. Now, both are a similar length, with a ride time of about 3 minutes, but in the case of The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, I'm gonna have to say that Disneyland does this ride the best. Next, we're gonna soar through the sky on Dumbo the Flying Elephant. This has become such an iconic image associated with the Disney theme parks. The ride is a simple aerial-style carousel that allows riders to maneuver the elephant up and down. Dumbo was an opening day attraction at Magic Kingdom in 1971, and at Disneyland, the ride was supposed to be an opening day attraction, but it didn't open until a month later. The ride system at both parks is the exact same. The only difference is that Magic Kingdom has 2 Dumbo spinners instead of 1. The second spinner was added during the new Fantasyland expansion, so this increased capacity definitely gives Magic Kingdom a big point. Today, neither of the rides are in the same location as when they first opened. At Disneyland, Dumbo used to be right across from the loading area of the Casey Jr. Circus train. Then it moved to its current location in 1983. At Magic Kingdom, Dumbo used to be across from the Storybook Treats restaurant until 2012 when it moved into Storybook Circus. Now, in terms of theming, Magic Kingdom hits this one out of the park, since Dumbo, a movie that takes place at the circus, now has the ride taking place in a circus. This area looks really great, and I personally like the ride's design a lot better. The spinners have a more elegant look with all the gold trimming and details, compared to the ride at Disneyland that was built to look like a toy set. This is actually what Magic Kingdom's looked like before it was moved. The double capacity really makes a big difference since it's such a low capacity ride as it is. So in the case of Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Magic Kingdom does this ride the best. It's finally time to take a leisure cruise around the world on one of the most iconic Disney rides. It's a Small World was originally conceived and built in only 11 months for the 1964 New York World's Fair. After the fair closed, the ride was relocated from New York to Disneyland, and it opened in May of 1966. Once Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World was built, It's a Small World was part of the attraction lineup on opening day. Now, like the other dark rides, the whole idea of the attraction is the same, as it uses the same It's a Small World song sung by these miniature animatronic dolls. Aspects of Mary Blair's scenes from Disneyland were reproduced at Magic Kingdom, but these rides are far from being identical. And right off the bat, I'm gonna say that Disneyland does It's a Small World the best. Now sure, Disneyland's version of the ride is pretty historical, but that's not the reason why it's the best. Let's start off with the entrance, which is such an integral aspect of the attraction. As you approach It's a Small World and see the white facade against the blue sky, it evokes this whimsical feeling. You know you're about to experience something special. Having the load area outdoors really gives the attraction its character. And as you're riding through the gardens, this whole facade is really just the first show scene on the ride, especially if you get one of these surprises as your boat passes by. At Magic Kingdom, they weren't able to build an outdoor entrance due to the amount of rain that Florida gets, so everything needed to be built indoors. It's nowhere near as magical as Disneyland, and it feels like you're just stepping into a warehouse, and I mean, you kinda are. The ceilings in the ride are really high, and the show scenes are very spread out. They don't really immerse you the way that Disneyland does. Just take a look at these jungle scenes. Not only are the sets more immersive, but they're much more elaborate. The one scene that I do think is a lot more elaborate in Florida is the finale. There's a lot of kinetic energy, and it just leaves you with this warm feeling. I also really like the flooded waterways as opposed to the flume-style waterways at Disneyland. The flooded waterways provides this seamless connection of the scene from either end. If you've been on the ride at Disneyland, you may have noticed some characters that aren't in the Florida version. In 2005, 28 new animatronic figures depicting Disney characters were added to their native regions of the world. This was in addition to the original animatronics, and they blend in quite nicely. It's a Small World at Disneyland also has a much longer ride time of just over 15 minutes, whereas at Magic Kingdom, it's only about 11 minutes. Now, in no way am I saying that Disney World's version of It's a Small World is a bad ride. It's definitely still a classic, but in terms of comparing it with its West Coast counterpart, Disneyland does this ride the best. So, do you agree with any of these choices? Which versions of the ride would you choose? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you have any videos from the Disney parks that you'd like to share with us to be used in future videos, follow the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Click the TPM icon on the screen to subscribe to this channel, and check out some of these other videos which we're sure you'll like.